in Tools 9.1.5. Thank you so much for attending today. Our presentation will last about 60 minutes. If you have questions during the presentation, please submit them in either the chat or question box in the GoToWebinar control panel. Remember, if you use chat, there is an option to send a message to our staff only or to the entire audience. If you send to the entire audience, all participants will see your question. We will have time at the end of the presentation for Q&A. CD Group has assisted clients for the past 22 years in applying technology to drive revenue as well as control costs. We are an Oracle Platinum partner and have provided business solutions to over 700 JD Edwards clients. We are excited to talk to you today about what's new in Tools 9.1.5. Presenting for you today is Gustavo Barazon. Gustavo is one of our solutions consultants and has 13 years of dedicated services with JD Edwards. JD Edwards and technology are his passions, as you will soon be very much aware of. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Gustavo.
All right, Sarah. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here to talk about JD Edwards, to talk about one of my passions in life. I'm really glad to be here. And let's start kind of talking about what's new in this great release 9.1.5. So what we're going to cover here today, by the very first moment, things are going to show you will add value and benefits for your business, for your day-by-day activities. I want to show you tools and demonstrate for you in a live system, in this live 9.1.5 box that we have available, to demonstrate how things are working in your benefit, to make things easier for you, to make things faster, and to give you more advantage in your business. So let's take a look here in our topics, what we're going to talk about. So I'm going to cover this new page layout. I mean, as you can see, there's a totally different way, not totally different, but there's a different way for to handle JD Edwards. There's a new face, there's a new layout. Also, we're going to cover the simplified UI. There's a new simplified UI that's called kiosk mode. So this kiosk mode, there's used for more simplistic JD Edwards presentation. So you are able to open a JD Edwards session without any menus and in a separate standard environment. So you are able to use JD Edwards in a single instance, focused in a single type of activity. Menu breadcrumbs. Now with menu breadcrumbs, you are able to store, whenever you navigate to your menus, it keeps a record of your menus breadcrumbs, and those menus are going to be live menus. E1 pages, embedded apps. This is a really powerful enhancement of this 9.1.5 tools release. Now you are able to open applications inside an E1 page. So you have the pages, you are able now to open directly an application. Let's see, simplified row form exits. So there's a new row form exit, and I'd be more than glad to show you guys this. There's a new form icons, collaborate tools, help using UPK as well, media attachments. It's a new feature for drag and drop. So you're able to drag and drop content in your media attachments. For OneView reporting, if you're thinking about to leverage OneView reporting, now there's a new feature that's called search criteria that you are able to see exactly what this report does. Mobility, there's 82 mobile apps available. So I'm gonna demo just in a quick moment what's about kind of mobility, these new mobile apps that Oracle delivered on this environment. And I'm going to talk about watch list and queries. This is not new for 915, but it's really powerful and empowers you and your users how to get in a proactive way, in a holistic view in the whole system. So this is really powerful, and besides these 915 new tools enhancements, I want to show you guys how to be more productive and how to leverage these such good things as features as watch lists and queries. So let's take a look here in this new page layout. So in the new page layout, I mean, you are able to create pages now with 915 that looks extremely efficient and has a visual appeal in a really good, different way that you were able to make this within the old tools releases. With 915 HTML5, you can take a use of HTML5 content. So by using HTML5, you can achieve really, really impressive page content for your company and dashboard styles and something like that. So there's a new clean layout. There's a new style that Oracle is providing a framework to create different styles that's called Alta. So this is the Alta style. There's different icons and etc. So I'm showing you guys right now, I mean, a totally different way and how E1 is looking like on its more sophisticated and simple way. Okay. So in this case here, in the customer self-service page, you see we opened up a application. So I just set up a page with address book. So there's no exit, there's no close button here. This page, this application will be always available for me. So I can leverage many applications from business. Let's say, for example, if you have people on the shop floor, and you can create a role or specifically for your user. This can be set by user or role. You can publish an application, a single application for shop floor employees. That kind of, they have just a single task inputting data into the system. Or you can create your own custom application and publish as a page and publish this for specific users in specific scenarios. Okay? So really, really important feature on E1. Let's take a look here in the simplified UI. What is simplified UI? It's a kiosk mode. This is what they call kiosk mode. So you can also set up by user, by role, or by JAS server. You can have a separate JAS server if you plan to publish this as a self-service or publish for external entities to have access, strict access to JD Edwards. Now you are able to take out the carousel. As you can see, there's no carousel, there's no menus, there's nothing. There's just pages. So this is your very first interface within JD Edwards in kiosk mode. So in my case here, I just open up an application and my pages and etc. So now you're able to play with this kiosk mode to enable a more broader range of reach of your JD Edwards. So now you're not kind of be worried about complexity to set up security for some roles. You just set as a kiosk mode and publish a page and you're good to go. So this is really valuable and way more simplistic approach to JD Edwards. Okay? Let's take a look here in the menu breadcrumbs. What is this? I mean, oh, and before that, let's take a look here at the top as this new user interface here. First thing that you may notice, where's the fast path? There's no fast path anymore. No, yes, there's fast path. But the fast path is in this new button that's called Navigator. The Navigator gives you access to the fast path plus your menus. So you can go, you can navigate in the same way, same philosophy as you have in JD Edwards, okay? But as you can see over here, I opened up this invoice entry, but I can use my breadcrumb and open up a different application, okay? And I'm closing my applications, and I log out and log back in, and etc. But let's say, for example, the next day I log back in and try to remember that old menu, that menu that I entered, I accessed. So now, as we can see here at left corner, that's a view breadcrumbs history. So now you're able to access your breadcrumbs history, and then you can even set how many breadcrumbs the records that you want to see here, and then, oh, okay, yes, I remember that I went to the grower management yesterday. So let me take a look here. Let me take some, actions here based on my history. So now it's easier for you to access these breadcrumbs in a live situation. Okay, so this is a really, really potential tool for you that can leverage, can give you some advantage, so can give you faster to the applications. And then you can easily navigate through your menus. Okay, so menu breadcrumbs, E1 pages, embedded apps. Again, here we have application, a full application with you can access the media objects, you can access the details on the application, the records. You can even have CAFE1 enabled. Okay, so by moving to a different record from this address number 505, I'm matching this 505 over here in this bank account application, so I can see this bank account information. So I mean, and everything here. I mean, again, there's no close button here. This is already done directly in your page. I'm sorry. You can set up this. You can set up these pages by user. You can publish those pages by user, by role, by and publish those for specific activities. Let me get there. So I mean, it's a fully functional application, the same way you have in your menus that you can run this E1 application. Take a deeper look here in this application. Let's say, for example, if I want to access the row menu on this address book. Where's the row menu? There's no row menu anymore. Yes, there's row menus. And the right side, there's this icon, which you can even change the position. Here you can change where you can display this icon. And then you're able to easily access your row menu. So row and form menus, all menus that you have available, you can see row and form. So it's a more simplistic way. This looks like the iPad app. That's the same behavior. And the most important thing, if you are not happy with that on your preferences, you are able to, you can disable this simplified row form exits. So if you disable, you get kind of row and form menus back into the header. Again, it's easier for you. For example, if you have an item here, if you want to put in the favorites. So I'm adding these in my favorites. You don't even need to dig in more through these folders and etc. So I can get detail attachment to my favorites and favorites detail attachment. So as you can see, this is a really powerful feature that empowers you with a faster navigation, gives you a more efficient way to work with JD Edwards. And by the way, still the right-click button works. So if you right-click over a grid, you can access your row menu, and then you can add favorites. You can drag and drop to favorites. You see, attachments, AR. So I mean, it's really powerful as well. So you are able to quickly switch between your row menus and get this information easily. Okay. All right. So let's go for the next topic. New form icons. So as you can see in this address book, there's different kind of icons here to represent the icons, to represent the activities. In this case, address book revision, who's who. So there's a new look and feel, and even with this Alta style. So it's a different feeling within JD Edwards. Okay, but anyway, the same happens. The same concept goes through the whole user interface in a consistent way. All right, let's go for the next topic. Collaborate. This is really powerful. This is really important and new. From the Collaborate perspective, let's say, for example, let's select here a record, and there's a Collaborate tools. Go to the tools menu, Collaborate. I can send by email. I can send a meeting invite. I can send shortcut, and then I can have the parameterized URL. So by send email, if I click this, automatically you're going to open my email client. I can set this to any email, and by clicking in this link, you're going to open up this the record that I was being pointing out. So again, you can collaborate easily. You can easily collaborate now. You can send by email. You can if you have an issue with order or something like that, sales order or anything, a manufacturing work order or something like that. If you want to collaborate this with people, now you are able to send meeting invite and send via email. There's a new feature. There's a new Collaborate as well here on this hover forms, where we are able to, by hovering the mouse over the box, so I have the information in the basic information, I have additional information, and there's a new tab, Collaborate. So if you have records in your Who's Who table, basically Who's Who table is going to be presented here. And then you can just select, you can send email or send meeting invite. Send email, same behavior here. So the field 2 goes for that email that was previously set. The subject is going to be your application title, and then a link for the application to the actual application. Again, let's say, for example, if we are in our customer service inquiry, let's take a look here. the sales orders and everything. Oh, okay, I have an issue with this customer here. Let's take a look here, 42, 42. Let me go to my address book here, 4242. Let me show this, exactly how does it works. Who's who, and let's go for my row menu, email, internet. Let me get a new email address. This is capital at system.com, and that's it. So when I come back to my sales order here, let's see, if I want to have a meeting or collaborate this order to my contact here, I just select my contact, send email, or send meeting invite. And here we go. And I mean, it's way much easier now inside the system. I don't even need to get through the address book because I already have the hover form that gives me the information, and I'm also able to collaborate. I can send meeting invite, and that's it. So this is really powerful. This is really powerful feature within JD Edwards 915. Let's move forward here. Oh, here's the meeting invite. Okay. Let's move forward and let's go back to our webinar page. Collaborate, help. What is about this new help feature? New help feature, basically, you are able to, if you have any issue within JD Edwards, I mean, if you want to learn something, and if you have UPK installed in your system, by clicking help, the UPK system will gonna start, and I'm able to get information related to that specific application. Okay, so I'm able now to see this information, to read this information, but let's say, for example, creating grid formats. I can see it, I can try it, that's a know it form as well, feature, and do it, and I can print it. So there's some actions that I can take here, and by clicking on that feature, a player you're going to start, and you're able to easily see how things works within JD Edwards. I didn't quit the system, and the features, I mean, the same features here, the same content applies for this specific topic. And let's say, for example, now in our P4210, if I need some help here, and so I have supply and demand, enter transfer orders, credit orders from history. So there's a lot to explore. And then you can see it, how it works. Clicking the add button, and then a mouse, you're gonna go, click the add button, and then you're gonna be able to see how things works to complete this credit orders task. Okay, next, let's get back here to our webinar page and collaborate, help, media attachments. There's a new media attachment system within 915, which you are able to drag and drop your content, your media objects. Okay, you are able now to go to your attachment. Let me select here attachments, and I can select the media object viewer, the media object type that I want. So by clicking in File, Media Object Add File. So you can select a local file, or you can drag and drop in a certain location. Let me see, for example, here on my desktop, if I want to drag and drop here this Word document, and that's it. Just save, and here you go. So we are able to drag and drop content from Explorer to directly to JD Edwards, to E1. This is really interesting. So as we can see here, here's the media object, here's the image. So let me back there, and let me see here, let me get desktop, let me get this shortcut here. So I just got the shortcut. Oh, that's a link. So again, this is restricted for upload. So this is part of security. Not everything that you are able to upload in your media object queue. Okay. So let's get back to our webinar page. OVR search criteria. What does it mean with this OVR search criteria? Basically here I can have my view, I can set up my queries or something like that, or so. I can run a report based on this OVR. So let me get this address book listing. And here's my OVR report, my listing. It's a simple report. But what I want to show you guys in detail is this report criteria. Report criteria basically shows me that this record set here, the result set that I have, is based on the field industry classification code equal to 7,000. Or in a more technical perspective, you can say F0101.industry classification code equal to 7,000. So you are able to add just a simple information for an end user, or if a more sophisticated business analyst wants to show more detailed table information, you are able to show over here. So there's two options for you to display this information. So let me change here my query for customers. So I changed my search criteria, and let me run again the same report. So as you can see, the search criteria now changed from industry code, the service code, to search type equals C, and search type F101.search type equal to C. So I can show the source, the table, where it's coming from. So again, more value to validate your records within your OneView reporting report. Okay. Let's get back to our webinar page. Mobility. Mobility. There's 82 mobile apps available in the system in JD Edwards. Mobile apps, I meant built-in purpose apps. This is not the iPad app. So if you go with your iPad or tablet, if you go to the Apple Store or the Google Play Store, and if you type in JD Edwards, you're going to be able to see a wide variety of applications and more. You are able to download. And if you do have JD Edwards set up for within the AIS server, so you are able to run those mobile apps without any change in your system. Okay, so this is a customer account overview. I'm clicking, I have a basic information here. I'm clicking the contacts, and then I'm clicking an account. So you are able to see on the field the the aging report. This is an aging report, live aging report. And then you can see your workforce can just kind of take a look here when the account was opened, the last invoice date, and etc. So you can have a full view of your customer. And then if you want to get more contacts, if you want to get in contact with somebody, with the auditor or something like that, you are able to leverage this information right in your iPad, right in your mobile app. So this, this enables you to use on the field, and field professionals enables you guys to reach information stored in JD Edwards in a way easier way. And more, you can interact with the device. So in my case here, I'm clicking on Basic tab. We have the customer address. So if I click here in this address, the map is going to open. So I'm switching, it's switching to the map, and it goes to the address. Let me back here. So there, oh yeah, you have to set up the address correctly. So let me see over here. Let me get a better example here for a record. So Empire State Building and so forth. So as you can see, it goes from JD Edwards. So I mean in the basic information right on the screen. I can get their address. I can see their payment type. I can see who is the credit manager, and by clicking on the address, and then you're transferred to the map, so you can get directions and etc. So this interaction with the device allows for more interesting content here. So as we do have the contacts tab, let's say these contacts, they are all stored in JD Edwards. Okay, they are all within JD Edwards. But I'm clicking the Robert Ugger, and as you can see at the bottom, create device content. So if I click in the device content, this content, this contact, you're going to be added to my device. So if I look to my address book in my device, I'm going to see Robert Ugger as part of my contacts. Okay, and then again, account. So we can take a look on their aging account. You can see the last invoice date and etc. Open invoices and etc. So everything here, all this information from my JD Edwards system, right in to the iPad app. Okay, to this customer account overview app. And again, the look and feel is the same as the Apple new standards, and it's totally up to date with these new standards. So, and then as you can see here, there's many applications, there's many mobile apps available, and to set up this, you need a component that you're going to link within JD Edwards that's called AIS server, Application Interface Server, Services Server. So this basically, you're going to run applications, JD Edwards applications in the background. So as we can see, we have customer orders, work order times, expense management approval, equipment work orders, and so forth, purchase order approvals, and so forth. So again, everything focused to give you more enhancement, empowering end user, empowering you to make a better usage of the system and leverage more efficiency in your company. Let's take a look now at the watch list and queries. So again, as you could see, those queries, let me just kind of close out here. And okay, so as we can see, I switch by queries, right, to show my OneView reporting reports. Okay, so I can switch between customers, I can switch between industry class and suppliers. Okay, so how can I do that? So in this query field, I'm able to leverage any type of information here. Let's say customers, competitors, companies. Let's take a look here. If I have any record that matches my QBE criteria. Oh, okay, yes, I do have a few records, 27 records on my company as a company record. So to create a new query, and let's say, for example, if you do this action many times in a day, so to leverage this as a query, basically you just click in the query management mode, and then you can see that it has some plus signs. So you're going to click the plus sign that you want to add, the field that you want to add. So in my case here, I just want to add a query as a search type equal O. If I already have this on my QBE line, I'm good to go. The system already brings this information to your query, and just save. And this, let's call it company. Okay, so anytime, I can set as a default query. I can run the query when selected. There's some options as well. And for the conditions perspective, there's not only equal. There's many many options for you. So you can easily use those options based on your needs. Let me save it, close, and then here's my query company. I can switch by my customers. Let me empty out here my search type, and I have my customers and suppliers, and I'm automatically running the query when I change the query. And that's it. This is all about the query. But based on your query management, you are able to go further. Let's say, for example, if you want to have an idea of companies that you are let's suppose that you are in a go-live process or an acquisition process or something like that, that you need to count how many companies that you have in your JD Edwards at this moment. So in my case here, we have 27 records. So there's 27 companies. It means 27 records with search type is equal O. And based on my company query, I can create a watch list. So to create this new watch list, I can have, I just kind of type in a description, companies, and I can set a warning in a critical threshold. In this case here, I don't need to worry about that. And which query to be used? Company. And what this query is about? It's about search type equal to O. And let me get the new watch list name, company, and that's it. So how can I take advantage of that watch list? And what is my watch list? Basically, my watch list will count my records that I have. So in my case here, maintenance order, I just by clicking in maintenance order 24, I've entered in my equipment work orders application, and I can see all records based on my query. So for equipment order, so the maintenance order. So what this query is about? So the work order type is equal 1. So my WO type order is equal 1, maintenance order. And let's say, for example, if I can set a threshold, if I set a threshold, I have 24 orders, maintenance orders. And let's say this is huge, this is higher for me. If I want to say for 10 orders, it's okay. I can set thresholds for these watch lists. So my maintenance order thresholds, I have a warning and a critical. Let me get here for warning 20, for example. Whenever I saved this query, when I came back to my maintenance order, as you can see, my maintenance order watch lists, I set 20 as a warning threshold. It gets bold here, right? Because this trespassed my threshold by 4. So it's still good, it's critical. It's not critical yet. But if I change here my threshold for, let's say, 10 here, and for critical, 20, this watch list, we're going to show red, because this is serious. I mean, I can't have more than 20 maintenance order at this moment. So whenever you start your day, you just go to your watch list and you see, oops, this is critical. I'm just going to go and try to fix my orders, my equipment work orders. So this is an overview how you leverage watch lists plus queries in your system to give you a proactive way to take action faster, okay? And gives you a holistic view. It's a holistic way to see the whole company, how many companies I have, how many customers, the maintenance work orders, maintenance orders, or anything, back order items, you know, everything that you are able to manage quantify those in this approach. You're able to use the watch list. This is powerful. This empowers you as a JD Edwards user, manager, management, or even on the field. All right. So based on my agenda, I think I already covered the most part of. Covered everything on the simplified role, new form icons, collaborate, the help feature, media attachments. I'm wrapping up here the search criteria. I was able to show mobility, mobile apps, watch lists, and yeah, I think we entered the kiosk mode as well. I think I already had my message. So Sarah, I'm opening up for any questions, any comments, and so forth that you guys may have, and I'm more than glad to answer you.
Okay, great. Thanks, Gustavo. We do have quite a few questions, so we'll go ahead and get to those. John asked, how did you customize the background? Are you signed into Demo 9.1? And did you add the CD group intro and webinar JDE 9.105?
Okay, yeah, it's a really interesting question. Within 9.1.5, we are able to use HTML5. It's the very first time that you are able to use and leverage the HTML5 resources. So using E1 pages. Basically, I just created a page using HTML5 content and published in JD Edwards. So you are able to experience a more beautiful user interface, as you will, and a more dynamic user interface too. So in this case here, in this multi-attribute management, this screen is generated using E1 Page Studio. So you are able to get this in a systematic way. So you are able to create as many pages as you want, and even the resolution based on the resolution on the browser and the screen resolution, the image in the background will always gonna follow. Will never. But this is, again, this is an HTML resource, okay? So which 915 opens up for you to be creative and explore the maximum on this new type of user interface that we can leverage. Good question. Thank you. And I'm glad you like this. And then, of course, we can talk later. I can show more examples.
Okay, great. Julie asked, what version of JDE is the demo, and are there items that the tools release affects differently between the JDE versions?
Okay, yeah, this demo specifically is JDE 9.1.5.2. So there's actually 9.1.5.1. There's a .2 release, and the .3 is already, they are kind of already preparing. There's a few bugs that we can notice on this 9.1.5.1, but 9.1.5.3, it's fixing many things. So you're able to start using, we can talk, I can give you an environment to play with 9.1.5, okay, and then you can see the look. You can try the look and feel, and you can see everything. So this specifically for this version is 9.1.5.1.
Okay. All right. We have another question from John. What email providers can be used for Collaborate features?
The Collaborate feature, you can use, it's part of the whole system, okay? So basically, in any grid that you can have information, any screen, like let's say in a Find browser screen, Inquire screen, or any type of screen that you are able to leverage some information, you get tools, Collaborate, send email, send meet invite. So yeah, I think even tools, Collaborate, send email. So yes, you can even actually send email with this in this entire JD AdWords. Yes, this is a whole new feature and broader. So just by clicking the tools, you are able to collaborate this application and so forth. So as you can see, Item Master Browser and that's it. So yes, it's a wide JD AdWords functionality.
Okay. Here's a question from Will. Are there any white papers or technical documents you can share on how to set up the hover form?
Yes, I'd be more than glad to share this information on the hover forms. Yes, but definitely it's not difficult. It's actually a really easy task. And more, talking about hover forms, if you want, you can create and you can set up your own. You can create your hover forms using FDA and apply to that field. So yes, I'd be more than glad to share this information with you. Just kind of send me an email and we'll talk about the hover forms.
Okay, great. Here's one from Tim. Is this tool's release touchscreen ready?
Well, at this moment, I didn't kind of heard about touchscreen feature. However, there's the iPad app. Yeah, I don't think this is. If you have a monitor with touchscreen, I think you are able to click to emulate a mouse, but not that I'm aware for. Nobody at Oracle at this moment, as I knew. It's a good point, though. I'm going to investigate this. If you please send me your email, I can give you more detailed information about touchscreen. It's a really interesting point. Thanks for this question. I like that.
Okay, and we have everybody's information that submitted questions, so we can just make sure we get that to them. Okay, here's one from Rick. Does the receiver of the email have to have a username in order to see the information related to the link that was sent in the email?
Absolutely, yes, yes. They need to have this information that log into the system, because when I'm sharing, when I'm going here, collaborate, send an email, I'm opening up. Whenever I click to the link, I'm opening up a new browser window, and I'm opening up application, a JD Edwards application. So yes, they must have JD Edwards access to get this information. Other than that, you may create, let's say, let me create here on OneView reporting, and if you want to send the information itself, you can send it as a Word document. So you can just click there, and here you go. Here you have your OneView reporting, the information itself. So this is way to send this external type of information. But the collaboration basically means that you must collaborate with somebody within JD Edwards. Good question. Thank you.
Okay. Here's another one from Claudia. Will pages created in 9.1.4 transfer to 9.1.5?
Yes. I mean, depending on the way you create your pages. There's two ways now to create page. I mean, if you have all your assets used on the E1 generator, there's two versions. Now, there's a new version. From the latest before was 4.1.1, where you can have your output pages looking like this. Okay, that's the quote old style. Or you may have within your generator version 5 output pages. Let me get this. There's the clean, this new 915 view. Pages that you created using this, you're totally gonna open and looks like this in 915. However, pages that you create here within this new view is not compatible with 914. So you must use this only on 915. Because here has some HTML5 and more modern browser settings, so that use more new releases, more advanced technology over here. So I mean, the old one to the new, it's okay. From the new to the old, it's not going to work. I mean, it can work on Chrome and Mozilla Firefox, but not on Microsoft Internet Explorer. These are going to be a mess on IE, because IE doesn't render the way they are doing this web page. Really interesting and good question.
Okay. It looks like I didn't understand the question very well on the earlier email question. So let me ask you this, Gustavo. It says, what email applications can be used? Outlook, Lotus Notes, Gmail. Can the email be configured to other email providers other than local Outlook install like Gmail or Yahoo?
Well, this is operational system settings. So you can, and by clicking, there's not operational system, not OS, but this kind of from a browser. If you set up your in your browser your email client, and you can set as a Gmail or Yahoo, Lotus Notes, and if you have this set as your default standard client, you are able to open on this. But just by clicking the link, you are able to open clicking the collaborate. It opens based on your operational system and browser settings for about your standard browser, standard email client. In my case, I have Outlook, but it could be in Gmail or something.
Okay, thank you, Gustavo. We're getting a little bit close to time, so I'm just going to do maybe one or two more questions. And again, if you've submitted questions, we have your information, and we will make sure to email you or call you and give you the answers to your questions. So you will get your questions answered. Okay, here's one more, Gustavo. If we are going to apply a tools release from 9.1.3.2, which is the best version to go to?
Go to 9.1.4.7. That's my suggestion, my personal suggestion and professional suggestion. Go for 9.1.4.7. 9.1.5 is still, I mean, there's still some challenges. I actually went through a few challenges, but go for 9.1.4.7. From 9.1.4.7 to 9.1.5.3, that's the stable release that I'm expecting. It's not a huge gap. So go for 9.1.4.7 and you're gonna be good. And then in the closed feature, go for 9.1.5.3 at least. Good question. I appreciate this question.
Okay, let's do one more. This is going to be the last question. We just wanted to get some clarification. Paul wanted to get some clarification. Did you say that the new style web pages will not display correctly in Internet Explorer, Firefox, or Google Chrome will be required?
Well, yes. Basically, let me show what I mean with that. J.D. Edwards for Microsoft Internet Explorer is a type of browser that is a challenging browser. Okay, so whenever I'm trying to see here a source of my page, this is my J.D. Edwards. The content goes for 9.1.5. There's a clause here that's getting the edge of the technology in J.D. Edwards in Internet Explorer for J.D. Edwards. So specifically for Internet Explorer, J.D. Edwards opens up this edge mode in 9.1.5. However, whenever we open a 9.1.4, that's an older release, so whenever I see the frame source here, I see the code, any instance on Internet Explorer, when I open with 9.1.4, the browser is downgraded to Internet Explorer 8. So no matter if you have IE 11 that has all the newest technologies, no matter if you have anything else like that, your browser is going to behave like IE 8. Within 9.1.5, they change this. This is huge. This edge mode gets all new, brand new technologies in the web design. So now we are able to render this type of graphics in a more realistic way, in a compatibility way. So this is the reason. Going to the source in J.D. Edwards, you can see that they changed to the edge mode instead of downgrading to IE 8. I hope this answers your question.
Okay, thanks, Gustavo. And we're going to wrap it up with that. Again, if you've asked questions that we haven't answered, we will make sure to get that information to you. And thank you so much for attending today, and we hope everybody has a great weekend.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much, and good weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.